Okay, you guys, this is more of a discussion than a demonstration, but I want to give you ideas how to check your AC system. If it's not working, you're frustrated, you can't get a repairman out there, you might be able to fix it yourself. Okay, so let's look at the list first. Okay, I think you guys can get that already. Okay, now let's describe it real quick, alright? It would take me a long time to go through the motions and all that, but possibly another day. Should be a part 2 on here. You should have a switch on the wall, possibly with a red cover on it. It'll turn the furnace on and off. Okay? Or you might have a switch without a red cover on it, and it'll turn the furnace off. So if you see any switches down, put them up. You might get lucky. Okay, your thermostat, does it have batteries in it? Is it actually in the cool position? Is your set point lower than the room temperature? That one's important. You have a room temperature, which is usually a large number, and when you start pressing the up and down arrows, you'll see set points. If your room temperature is 75 degrees and your set point is 76, your AC is not going to go on. You got to set it below that to get the AC on. Okay? Indoor, outdoor unit, are they running? You'll see a fan spinning outside. You'll hear the indoor fan running. Okay, so you'll know if they're running or not. Okay? Sometimes it's a breaker that tripped. So go to your sub panel or your main panel, whatever, see if the breaker tripped. Can happen, okay? This one is a little more difficult, more for experienced people, but if the unit's not going on at all, you don't hear the inside unit even though you set the set point below the room temperature on the thermostat. I have a video on the thermostat, so I'll put that in the link below so you guys understand how that works. People don't understand that. My wife doesn't understand that. I made the video for her. I don't even think she looked at it. Okay, you can act if you have a condensate pump with a condensate line. It's usually a plastic tube. Some people have flow switches in the condensate line. It's 3/4 inch PVC pipe that comes out of where the pan is at, where the A coil is at. It's usually white, so you'll kind of get an idea coming from the furnace, okay? And you'll shake the pump. Sometimes the flow switch is stuck. You want to get it going as a safety, and it can lock out the system. Not on all systems, but it can lock it out in your system. Okay? Some older units, like some really older units, not like a new Goodman, 10 years old, something like that, they have a door switch. So you got to check that switch. You might use continuity to check the switch, make sure it's working, push it in and out, okay? You got 2 different size copper pipes that come out of the furnace. One is a small one, and one is a larger one. The larger one is the low side, that's the cold side. You put your hand on it to see if it's cold or not. If it's not cold, you got other issues. The outside condenser unit might not be working, or you don't have enough gas. If the unit is iced up, you might be very low on gas. This doesn't happen very much with R410A, but it happens a ton with R22. If you're low on gas, it'll freeze it up like a block of ice. Then you have to turn the unit off, hopefully get it charged, but you have to melt everything. One of the ways we used to melt it was to actually turn the heat on. So we tell the tenant, we got to make you uncomfortable for a little bit because we got to melt this. And then we would charge the system, okay? You should have, if you have ductwork, you should have a filter. If you don't have ductwork, you might have a filter in the main furnace, okay? Or both ways. The filter could be in a return, like an inlet, where it lets the air into the air handler or the furnace and runs it through the ductwork throughout the unit, okay? The outside unit, is it running? Sometimes you have a disconnect, which is safety, so you can pull the power because you got 240 going to the outside condenser unit. You can get higher, depending upon the size of the unit, 3 ton or whatever. Ours is 1.5 or 2 ton over here. We got 2 and 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms also. But we still don't use anything larger than 2 ton. If your unit is too big and somebody wants to sell you a bigger unit, it actually can freeze up because it's just too big for the location. So the size is specific. Make sure gentleman who's selling your new unit knows what he's talking about. is compressor running, the fan running. I'm gonna put a link below changing capacitors also, so you can check that. Hopefully a contact or something like that, so you guys get an idea how it works. Okay, I have to look around my channel for these videos because I got 271 videos, so I got to put several links in here. I also put a link to the tools that I use for HVAC and electrical, my bag and stuff like that. You guys are gonna like that one. Use R410A. If it's 90 degrees outside, on the low side, easily 130, bit higher. Not higher than 140, hopefully. Definitely not higher than 400 on the high side. 3 and change, 330, 350. If it's 90 degrees, 90% humidity, those numbers will go up there. R22 was 80 and 220. 80 on the low side, and 220 was probably about the highest on R22. R22, when you charge it as a gas. R410A, you have to flip the container upside down. You have to charge it as a liquid. That video's coming. Okay, so pay attention. You can call your maintenance supervisor. We usually install portables if we can't get the unit going. It's something other than what we normally work with. Okay. I guess because the rest is really for the employees. So I made this list years ago, over 5 years ago. I don't remember exactly when, and I give it to when we get new employees, all the people that are interested, I give it to them. All right, one more thing I'm going to discuss, so you guys get an idea of how this works. I have to change the camera angle because it's not easy to see. Okay, so just give me a second. All right. Okay, this is a diagram I drew. I copied it off for internet, and it's a little rough. Apologize about all that, but this would be your furnace inside where it's running cool. Evaporator coil in the indoor unit. This is the condenser unit where it's running warm, and when you feel the fan, you should actually be having warm air come out of the outside condenser unit. Okay, just the motor is staying here, motor is staying here. It comes out of the compressor and it comes out as a liquid. It comes out warm. Okay, it's compressed. Goes through the evaporator coil, try to cool it off. Sometimes you have a filter dryer there. In the indoor unit, you hit some kind of orifice. They got another name for it, something different type of device, and it turns into a mist, and that's how it gets cool. Okay, so the pressurized goes through the orifice, turns to a mist, gets cool, and it comes back as a gas to the compressor. Okay, I just want you guys to get an idea of how the system works, because some people are taking the exam from escrow. I have mine. I just don't want to show the number off on to everybody. So when we charge the unit, we charge it through the low side. Okay, this should be the same for every unit. This flow over here. Okay, since I'm already here and I'm just having a discussion, might as well finish that out. I hope you guys got all that. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Any questions, just ask. You want to see a video on something else on AC system, let me know. Bye.